Yeah.
Getting paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. It is the first Monday night edition. Of course, we'll be going twice a week during the football season. It is your guy Scott. You know to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Barbershare Scott. Follow the Barbershare Network at Barbershare Net on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/Barbershare Network, all that good stuff, man. Shout out to everybody who was streaming this live on our YouTube on Barbershare. So we appreciate y'all. We've been getting a couple new followers over these last couple weeks. So we appreciate everybody doing that. Shout out to H&B Media. This will also be on H&B Media as soon as this wraps up. So you can also shout out to all the H&B Media fans who watch this on here. It is your guy Scott. We got JR Bang here. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at JR Bang. Bang, what's going on?
I'm still pissed.
We were getting to that in 1 minute. Dante will join us just a little bit into the show, man. Courtney and Mikey could not be here last minute because of capitalism and things they had to take care of today. So both of them will hopefully be back on Friday, man. But let's take a look at our rundown that we've got for today. Everything we're gonna be going over. We're gonna do the catch up. We're gonna talk about how everybody's going. Got my sound off. We're going to unfortunately talk about the Packers routing the Bears yesterday in Soldier Field. Then we've got a new segment we're going to be adding to this show called Overreaction Monday. We'll be going over, I'll name a couple things that might be crazy, and we'll panel decide if it's overreaction or not. Then we'll get into our week one winners and losers. Most shocking thing from week one. Talk about the rookie QB performances, and then we will get you ready for Jets and Bills, which is coming up in about 2 hours. Well, it's supposed to be 2 hours from now, but the current scene at MetLife Stadium in Jersey is there's a shelter and place warning now in effect. No players or personnel are currently being allowed on the field. As Bang said before we came on, that means niggas is allegedly have guns in the area. So that's something that we got to see right now. But I don't know why this is like we're having streaming issues on Twitter. I don't know why. That looks weird. But anyway, this will be up on this is on the YouTube regardless. But let's just get into our catch up, man. How's everything been going on outside of the Bears? Because we'll get into that in a moment.
Look, it was a great day for me on Saturday at least. On DraftKings, had a pretty decent parlay. That I got to profit off of, and I'm happy about that. I mean, and in general, it's the first weekend of football, all day long. So, you got college football, you got 7 hours of football. Shouts out to Red Zone, and then you got Bills Jets tonight. So overall, it was a great night, great weekend of just the gridiron is. It's just the BS that happened during America's Game of the Week. That that happened that I think pissed off not only me but a lot of Bears fans all across these United States of America.
Definitely. Me, man, it's been a weird 24 hours. Obviously because of the bear situation. It's been this weather out here fucking blows. I've been dealing with the rain weather and other stuff that I will not talk about on this show. I will save for summer sessions tomorrow on the Barbershop Net Patreon. If you want to hear about that, tune in. I'm probably not gonna tell everything on there either, but I might just divulge a little bit. But it's been all right. It's been all right. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to stuck in the work right now. You know what I'm saying? Focusing on all that, but it has been whatever pretty much. But let's get right into my sound off. So my sound off for the day, man. My sound off is basically it is not just one game. I know a lot of people want to say, "Oh, it's one game, and we shouldn't be worried too much about it being one game." This is a what's the word I'm looking for? This is basically just what the Bears are. This is what they've been this entire time they've been a franchise. It really doesn't matter who's the coach. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, who the general manager is. This is the franchise. This is who they are. I said maybe a couple years back that this team was the New York Knicks of football. And I feel like the more time passes, the more it looks like it's more accurate. And the reason I say it's not just one game, yes, there's 16 more games left. I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. But what has changed? What has changed since the last time this team was taking the field? This team has not won a football game in almost a calendar year. Last time they won a football game, I was 2 days away from turning 34. I'll be 35 next month. So that tells you everything you need to know about what has been going on. And it's just frustrating. Like yesterday, I was not very professional yesterday. I would try better next time. I did not do any post game. I left with the fans. I just did not want to hear any crap. I didn't want to hear uh, Justin talk. I didn't want to hear Flukes talk. I didn't want to hear none of these niggas talk. When I actually went back and watched the the interviews later, and Justin tried to make a joke at the beginning. I was like, I know this nigga just didn't. So there was just multiple things about that just it pissed me off. And the energy felt great in Soldier Field. Walking into Soldier Field, it was 80 degrees. Tailgate was cracking. It was game of the week. It's afternoon game. This first real afternoon game I've been to with the Bears, like 3:30 game. Usually we're doing post game around that time. And y'all was walking into the stadium, and there was the Green Bay sucks chants. Jay Illa, shout out to Jay Illa. He had it rocking. He was playing Dolph up in there. He was playing Dirk up in there, like album cut Dirk. You know what I'm saying? Like they did the intros. I was patriotic for 30 seconds when that anthem hit. I was like, yo, this thing low key decent. Like it was that kind of energy when the fighter jets went across Soldier Field, and they do the individual player introduction now, which is something they did not do over the last couple of years. And the ovation when DJ Moore came out, the ovation when Justin Fields came out, just for all of that to go the way it was. I'm fed up. I'm only fed up not just for myself. I'm fed up for the fan base. It's a very low fan base. Those tickets were not cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like at all. Like I think like the cheapest ticket was like $350 just to get in the building. And we continuously get fed this crap year in and year out. So no, I say it's not just a game because there's much. It's so many other problems. Like you can't really pinpoint one person whose fault it is because it isn't just one person. Everybody's to blame. Like there's probably only one person who played who has no blame whatsoever, and that might be Roshan Johnson because his little drive is what even got them that little lousy touchdown they got to begin with. So I say all that to say this. Next week's game is a must win because if you go to Arrowhead Stadium in 2 weeks, if I have to take that 8-hour drive to Kansas City, Missouri, and y'all know how I feel about the Midwest outside of Chicago, and watch these bums get 60 put on them and go 0-3, I'm going to be very upset. So, yes, next week is game of the year. They have to win. So that's why I feel that this is just not one game, man. It's not. This is just everything we know of this team. So I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give the floor to you as we talk about this now.
I had said on my podcast, some dude, and I told my father that this was the most important game of the year. No matter what happens, the Bears can win off all the rest of the games of the year. It's the most important game of the year. The reason why is simple. It's the changing of the guard. It is the transference of ownership. It is all of those things. This is the first time in almost 30 years that there's a different quarterback that's going to be starting the year off playing you on your rival team, and the team looked like they were unprepared. Now it took me a minute to get to where I'm at right now. And yeah, this is a team loss. But goddamn it, this right here proved to me that we ain't got the right coaching staff. And I'm jumping off that ledge. And the reason why is simple. You can't get the team ready for this game This game here with the Packers, Jordan Love ain't Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. I don't give a damn how y'all try to twist it out to one game. The team also didn't have their starting wide receiver. Romeo Doubs, the dude who scored 2 touchdowns, wasn't healthy.
Nope.
Now, yeah, the trenches, they got. But you had reasons to say, hey, this is a winnable game. And they came out, and even though I held hope, at the beginning, the first drive, I said, I think we're going to get our ass whooped. The very first drive.
The first drive? That's what you thought it was happening?
The first drive, I was like, yo, I think we're going to get our ass whooped. Because you could tell that we wasn't prepared. Everybody was slow off the ball, or the tackles was just jumping off. We had those penalties and everything. And after the 15 plays, you know your first 15 plays is scripted. They didn't have shit after the first 15 plays.
Yeah, which is
after the
trademark
first
Jesse.
10, right? They have not a damn thing after the first 15 plays. I watched Dan Orlovsky on ESPN, who I love, say that the Bears needed to stop looking for the big play. They was chasing the big play. Fam, when was they chasing any big play when all of your plays was basically screens? That's what it was. They didn't throw it down the field to chase the big play. Only a handful of times, one of which was a touchdown. But they didn't throw it down the field heavily to chase a play. It was dink, dunk, run, punt. Dink, dunk, run, punt. The shit looked like John Shoot. That's what the shit looked like. And that's just the offensive side of the ball. I was waiting for us to get more pieces on defense, enough for me to say that maybe Allen Williams is a decent defensive coordinator. No, he is not. No, he is not. Everybody on defense looked out of place, my G. Everybody. No communication on defense, or at least from what I saw, because I watched it on TV. I wasn't at the game.
Yeah, it was
no
nothing.
But it was no communication, no nothing. The middle of the line. If I was Yannick, I'd be like, nah, y'all can cut me. I'll go somewhere else. If that's who I gotta play with, that middle of the line, where Justin Jones ain't register a stat. He didn't register a stat, fam.
Justin Jones huff, man. Justin Holmes be chirping a lot too.
That's
what made me mad.
Huff.
Yeah,
he
huff.
Bro. I feel the same way about him that I felt about Nicholas Morrow all last year, slow-legged running ass. Bruh, that defensive line is the pits. And I don't give a damn. I played high school football. Got hurt, decided not to do anything else. I know from high school football that your trenches need to be at least halfway decent in order for you to do anything front seven wise or in the back. They have nothing. The offensive lineman jerseys was clean. They only went to the ground because they was like, yo, let's go to the ground. Or I tripped. Fam, other than 91 stunning and accidentally running into Jordan Love, they had no push. How do you expect to win anything if you ain't got no push on the offense or the defensive line? That performance was piss poor, and that's putting it mildly, and I'm not saying it because I'm a pissed off Bears fan. I'm actually saying it because I'm a pissed off football fan. I'm a football fan who looked at this first week of the season and looked at the greatest rivalry in the NFL, quotation marks, on America's, because it's not on America's Game of the Week being spotlighted And the home team didn't show up. That's the worst part about this. I could see if this was at Green Bay and y'all wasn't totally prepared. You was at home. You was at home. And yeah, there's some other things that I could be mildly pissed about just because I'm pissed. Like hearing them on TV talk about how Jordan Love hit up Justin, was like, yo, my mom needs some tickets. Can you help us out? Nigga, no, I can't help you out.
I gotta, not to cut you off, man.
Wait. No, wait a minute. No, let me cook. It's been a weekend, fam. Let me cook.
Let me click. All right, let me sit on the side.
Let me click lane.
Go ahead.
Which, on a normal game, I don't give a damn about. Matter of fact, if this was week 7, G, I wouldn't have gave a fuck. But when they said that shit, I was like, yeah, them niggas ain't prepared. And that's what I'm talking. Look, it's minor shit like that where you could look at it on the surface and be like, come on, man, he helped his mom get some tickets. But that's also what fans be talking about when they say, y'all don't know about this rivalry, fam. Y'all don't know about this shit. And here's why. Here's the kicker for all of this, guy. That's why I said, let me cook. Even if you gave this nigga mama tickets, even if you did that, you showed no aggression. And here's the thing. If we would have got our ass whooped, that's cool. We got our ass whooped. But you showed no aggression. You showed no sense of urgency. The team didn't show it. The coaches didn't show it. Nobody wearing that damn jersey showed any kind of sense of urgency to win that game other than Roshan Johnson, who in a loss laid one of the best trucks I've seen in quite some time in that stadium. You showed no sense of urgency. So you gave Shorty Mama some tickets and showed no sense of urgency, no aggression. You shook hands and all them stuff with some of the players you knew and showed no sense of urgency when the clock went to 14:59, fam. None. That's the issue with the game that I have. It's the sense of urgency. We lose 38-20, but we put some people on their ass. Somebody got hurt. We gave it to somebody. You saw the offensive and defensive line really get into it, but they just a better team than us and they beat our ass. That's cool. But that's not what happened. The team showed no sense of urgency. And for Justin, I'm sorry. It ain't about being on the Justin train or not. It's the fact that your motherfucking ass came at the press conference and was like, yo, I'm sorry. What is you apologizing for? That's why we know y'all niggas didn't get it. Because you apologize, fam. If you showed some type of sense of urgency, if you showed some type of aggression, if you showed any type of feeling that this is Bears-Packers, you ain't apologizing at the end of the game. But you apologize because you knew in that locker room there wasn't none of that sense of urgency. It wasn't none of that aggression. It wasn't none of that, hey man, it's the first game of the year. Let's go ahead and get it. Y'all did that in the rain last year with the San Francisco 49ers. Y'all showed more sense of urgency in a fucking rainstorm that y'all did against the Green Bay Packers, who are y'all rivals. And the nigga who said he owns you ain't even there no more. Y'all play all that Dirk. Y'all play all that y'all play Finito. Y'all play Chicago's greatest hits. Y'all play Rollo Rodriguez and all of these niggas to get y'all hype. And ain't do shit. Ain't bust no great and no fruit fight. And y'all listen to the hardest goddamn music. If you said Jay Illa was playing album cuts, somebody was supposed to. Cuts. Fam, somebody was supposed to get their ass whooped in that bitch. And they didn't. Them niggas was still on the side like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they were doing a lot of that, especially on that first drive. Remember when they I think it was like a false start or something, and the whole defense doing all this.
All this shit.
Yeah.
To not push nobody 5 yards back. And that's why I'm pissed. I ain't got no fake, and they going against the Bucks next week. Man, Baker Mayfield probably looking at their ass like, yo, we about to be 2-0 this bitch. Food.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that the in that fam. That's why I'm mad. No sense of urgency, no aggression, no even restorative feeling type shit. I want to hear a motherfucker pregame speech. Hey, just go ahead and play hard, guys. Win on 3.
Well, before Dante
It,
go, I want to name some stats for you real quick before you go on
Go
your rant.
ahead.
First of all, you know the Bears' record against Green Bay Packers since the year of our Lord 2003.
it's like what,
It
like
is
1-16 or some shit.
it is 11-30. The fact that we won 11 games in 20 years, I can't even name those 11 games. They're 11-30. They have lost 9 in a row. They have not won. They have not beat the Green Bay Packers since that division clinching game in 2018. By the way, at the time, Tom Brady only had 5 championships last time the Bears beat the fucking Packers. And not only was that game not impressive, remember they were trying to win that game and win the division.
Mm-hmm.
That was a game that ended on the Eddie Jackson pick, which ultimately knocked them out the playoffs. And then here's the stats from last night. Jordan Love, 15-27, 245 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was throwing BOTs all up and down the field, but that Bears defense made him look good. Aaron Jones, 127 all-purpose yards, 2 touchdowns. Romeo Doubs, like you just said, Bang, 2 touchdowns on a hurt hamstring. He didn't practice all week. Justin Fields, 24 for 37, 216 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He led the team in rushing with 9 carries, 59 yards rushing. Sacked 4 times. DJ Moore only 2 targets for 25 yards. We'll get into Justin
On the set, back-to-back plays.
Back-to-back plays.
Back-to-back plays.
And then put him on the
sat
bench.
out. Sat out three plays out there, and I was like, "What's going on?" The floor is yours, Dante.
Brothers. I was in the airport. Shout out to Dulles, probably one of the worst airports in the United States of America. I was in that bitch from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. because of canceled flights. And that still wasn't a low light on my motherfucking Sunday. That's how bad this game was, G. Like, that's how bad this game was. And you talk about, you mentioned restoring all that. They restored the feeling, all right? The feeling that these niggas is terrible. That's the only feeling you got, bro. You sit there and, like, I'm sitting there and you said the first drive, when we got stuffed on 3rd and 4th down, I said, oh my goodness. I said, bro, this is the same shit we just seen. And then as you saw the plays more and more, no plays down the field, no attempts to stretch the field. Everything we talked about them preparing for, everything we said last week that we wanted to see and we thought we were going to see, you didn't see any of that. You saw the same things over and over and over, bro. And so, like, as I sat there, once they really started going, I said, nah, this ain't it. And then it's crazy because, we in the airport, so naturally I'm sitting next to Green Bay Packer fans.
And
they looking at and when I tell you they laughing at me, telling me, hey, gonna get ready for that Caleb Williams sweepstakes, huh? Like, it was just this shit was unbelievable because we've sat here for an entire offseason, and this is why I agree when I say, like, the coaching staff, I think fuck that whole first game shit. The coaching staff, they should have been told at the end of the game, hey, if y'all lose to the Bucks, y'all don't have jobs no more. Like, it should be that urgency. It should be that type of atmosphere in the building because you don't have this much time to prepare for this game, and this is what you do. This is what you put up. This I know we can do the all 22 shit, and I really don't like that because even though you see the plays, we don't always know what the reads are, what the progressions are supposed to be on the play. So it's
NFL Twitter just all 22 and think that Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, it's telling half the story. If you don't know the reads, then let's relax on that. But at the same time, one thing we wanted to see with Justin was, bro, let that bitch ride. If you throw a pick, you throw a pick. I want to see you attempt to throw the ball. I want to see you try to hit people in motion, throw people open. All the things we know you can do. All the things we know you can do. Just try, bro. Like, attempt. And then, like you said with DJ Moore, you give him 2 straight targets, he eats. You see how aggressive he is. He's a yak monster, bro. That's what he do. And then you take him out, and then you don't showcase him the rest of the game. I know obviously you got the natural camaraderie with Mooney because he was there already, but at the same time, fuck that. This is who you traded. You gave up the number 1 pick in the draft for this man. He needs 10 to 12, 10 to 15 targets, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I have been, telling other Bears fans to chill out about the whole Chase Claypool trade.
I'll cut that nigga today.
That motherfucker is some shit. When I tell you he was out there running wind sprints, bro. I'm talking about screen over before Justin throw the ball because he already in Mooney lap, my nigga, because he already got blocked. He fought terrible. And this is another player, like you said, he used to make little smart remarks about, the media on his ass, why they on him. Like, this is why, because we traded for you. You were supposed to be a key piece in this offense, and you've done nothing. You've had a whole off season, so the whole he don't know the playbook shit that don't ride no more. Like it was just like, what the fuck are you doing? So I'm with everybody, bro. It's no week one shit. And like I said before we started, the Bears are officially in that Chicago Bulls, Chicago White Sox with me, where I don't give a fuck what you say, what I see, who you sign. They can go sign every Pro Bowler off the motherfucking street until I see the Bears actually operate like a 21st century modern NFL football team. I don't believe nothing.
And you know what, Dante? Let me say this, because I know look. I'm looking at Kevin Warren. I'm looking at Kevin Warren now. I know he was there to help build that stadium and all. You are the president of the team. You oversee everything.
Everything.
You are the president of the team. You run that team. Now, for everybody that sit up there and they talk about, well, the Bears didn't draft Justin Fields, so they ain't really got to have that much loyalty to him, blah, 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 right? Hey, man, last time I checked, Kevin Owens ain't draft Justin Fields. He ain't hire Matt Eberflus, and he ain't hire Ryan Pace either. So I say today, Kevin Warren, you on watch, because you trying to go up there and you trying to get that new stadium. You can't get that new stadium the way you want to with another piss poor performance like that Green Bay game, which you was the president of the Minnesota Vikings. You know how important this rivalry is, because you know how important the Green Bay versus Vikings rivalry was. So you know how important this is.
Yeah.
If I'm Kevin Warren, I got everybody on the clock. All y'all niggas is on the clock tonight. Why? Because I'm sitting up there trying to do all of this shit, and y'all coming out lackadaisical. You got Chase Claypool playing like he don't feel like playing. You got the defensive and offensive line looking the way that they looking. So that means that everybody else can't do shit. And I got to sit up there and I got to try to get a new stadium. Fam, you a black man in Chicago. You could just walk down State Street, because half of the niggas on State and Madison don't know who you are. Half of the black folks in the Magnificent Mile don't even know who you are. Nigga, just walk down State Street, Kevin Warren. Go walk down Michigan. Matter of fact, don't even do that. Take your ass to the 50-yard line like you look like you be at every Saturday. Or just go after the game. Go watch that shit at the game. Ain't nobody gonna know who you are. Go to the hood. Wear this regular black shit that I got on. Go to the 50-yard line, have a beer, and listen to the black folks, the older black folks in that establishment talk all types of shit about your team and about how the McCaskies ain't shit and they need to sell a team and we ain't gonna never do this or that until they sell a team. They ain't gonna say nothing about Kevin Warren because they don't even know you exist. At some point, if you keep on getting performances like that, you gonna have to show these people in Chicago you exist outside of trying to get some money to get a goddamn stadium.
Yeah,
it's so sad because we talked, like, again, you talked about, turning the tide, setting the tone, and I actually thought, silly me, after the penalty that DJ Moore got after Justin got hit, which it was a clean hit, but he just hit Justin like right as he was going out of bounds. When they got the penalty and everybody came over there, I'm like, okay, all right, we protecting our quarterback. We said that they got hold every day after that. Yeah. Every day after that, it was pathetic. Like, it was really pathetic, and like it all comes back to, like you said, the preparation. And like, what are we doing? The defense, the way they sat in cover two, didn't adjust at all. And you can't. First of all, you should barely be running cover two now as is. But when you running it and you don't have an elite pass rush, if this was a good team, G, like we would have got done like the Giants got done on the Sunday night game. They would have put up. That's why Baker might nut up and put up 35 on us if they play like that.
And this is what shout out to Mikey. Mikey said this on 7 Night in the House last night. He's like, Baker has nothing to lose next week. He already said this is my last chance to start in the NFL. He just went out there, nice comeback dub against the Vikings, a team that can actually score points, unlike the Bears. They'll be at home. They still, like, you can say whatever about Buck Baker. They still got good receivers. They still got Mike Evans. They still got Chris Godwin. You know, that they know how to move the football, especially against this defense that was making Jordan Love look legit. And what made me the angriest about this game is like what we've been saying, preparation, bro. Like we've been having this debate in the group chat about the preseason reps, and it really showed out in this. Like you could tell Nate Davis played like a nigga who ain't practiced all
Man,
summer. Now, he's getting blown. If you got a rookie like Darnell Wright looking the best out of the entire line, full of veterans, that is a problem. I love Eddie Jackson. Y'all know I love Eddie Jackson. What was that? What was that yesterday? What was that? I love Jaquan Brisk. I think he's got all pro written all over him. You don't get banged on the way you got banged on, pause, and then go to the media and say, oh, Jordan Love, he's just number 10. He's nothing special. Yeah, he's special enough to whoop y'all. Like, that's the type of stuff that I hate. Like, we all heard it all through the media coming up to this week. Oh, this is a new era. This is a new era. We're gonna change everything, our direction. Everything's gonna be changed. No, nothing changed. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And honestly, I know we do the fan stuff. I'm a fan. I'm gonna always be a fan, even though being in media actually helped me yesterday. Even though I left for the post game, didn't do the post game years before, I'd have tore a whole bunch of stuff up in there. I'd have been upset beyond means. But it's just like, we got to stop talking to Packers fans. This is not a rivalry. No matter how much we want to hope it's a rivalry, it's not a rivalry. It's not. Like, then you got guys like Rasul Douglas. He's walking through your house saying, "Oh, we done did it with Favre for 30 years. We did it with Rodgers. Now we're gonna do another 30 years." And what you gonna say? You can't say nothing. You can't say nothing. It's facts. You can't get mad at anything. You got Jair. Jair talks, period. They could have lost Jair gonna talk. But now he's like, oh, yeah, I locked DJ Moore. We thought I was going to do that nigga. Like, y'all allowing this in y'all house. Aaron Rodgers is getting his best Sex in the City on in Manhattan right now. And y'all still getting lost. That to me was the most deflating Packer loss. And we've had a lot of them, by the way. We're talking about a team we literally lost to 56-3. I think it was like 49-0 at halftime one time. It was a Sunday Night Football 2012, 2013, whatever. There's so many hits you can do. This is the most deflating loss against the Packers since that 2019 opener. Remember that 2019 opener? Oh, the Bears. They coming off the double doink. They got a better team this year. They put us on the first game. That was the first year the NFL never did the Champions Opening. First game, Soldier Field, NBC, Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth. You niggas scored 3 points. 3 points. This is the most. That was the game. I think Rasul Douglas still. We wanted to make Mr. Trubisky play quarterback. I don't want to hear that. I love Justin Fields. I'm not taking this nigga off the hook. I love Justin, but at the end of the day, dog, do I think he was the reason they lost that game? No. But that was some throws he could have made. I went back and rewatched the game this morning.
Oh, hell yeah.
You staring at the nigga. What was he looking at on that last interception? Like there was nobody there.
He stared Mooney down. He didn't even look at the flat.
I don't even feel like he's looking at Mooney. I feel like he was looking at Quay, what's his name? Quay Davis?
Quay Walker.
Quay Walker. I said Quay Davis. Quay Walker. It's like he was waiting
you
for
meant
Quay
Clay
Walker.
Davis fan.
I mean, Clay, yeah. Quay Walker. I feel like he was waiting for that nigga to pull up. Like, oh, now he's here. Let me throw it. Like, there was so many times, even when he's completing passes, you got to anticipate, bro. You can't be a good quarterback anticipation. Even look at somebody like a nigga like Baker. Anticipate. Like, the mediocres of Nick. Bryce Young in his first ever NFL start. Anticipation throws. Letting it rip. And so I blame Justin. Luke Getsy. They went up there on the field. And so he went in the post game. And it was, that was the plan to do lateral passing. What are you doing? Like, I don't understand the game plan. I don't understand anything about that. Like, once the defense is going to be the defense is going to be. I said the defense, and especially that defensive line, was going to be the Achilles heel all year. But you can't go out here with the weapons you got. Chase Claypool, like you said, Dante, I've been taking up for this dude really just since he's been here. I've been taking up for him in Pittsburgh. But what kind of stuff is this? And I thought he had a great camp. He was my camp MVP person. He wasn't even trying. And if you're gonna put Equinemius St. Brown on the inactive list with the stuff that Chase is doing, you might as well activate EQ. At least he gonna block. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain stuff that's like, if there was no preparation, Roshan Johnson. I don't want to see Dante Foreman. I don't want to see Khalil Herbert. Me and Flo's been saying for a year that nigga's not a feature back. Yeah. Like, it's just so many stuff that I could just go over. I just don't know what to say about this team anymore.
Yeah, bro, and it's unfortunate because, as usual, like in typical Chicago fashion, we feel like we right on that precipice of change. We feel like we right there. It's like, okay, we got everything in place. We got everything we want to do. And to your point with Justin, I'm past, like, even though, like I said, I feel like Getsy called a bad game. I'm past strictly blaming him. Like, not saying you got to go full Willie Beeman, bro, but it's like the Mooney play. When we watched that play, bro, it was like, ain't no fucking way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way you don't see him come open behind the linebacker, bro. Like, it's right in front of you, and then you wait and you get sacked. That was one of the couple plays where he had a clean pocket and just didn't make the throw. I know the other play, like I said, I don't knock him on that because, yeah, he got a first down. But when you got these chunk plays out in front of you and you know your offense struggles to get points, you got to go get it. Like, you have to. Like, and so, like I said, at this point, bro, fuck it, throw the pick. Like, if you got to do that, but like, you have to start making these throws and start setting it up. And when you see all of that around the league and you don't see it in Chicago, it's like, come on, bro.
I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think that this is mainly because I said this on 79 to Hellas last night. I would have much more liked Justin to be Huff than what I saw last night. Because then I got a clear answer. I don't even know what to think. Do y'all think it's coaches don't trust him? And if they don't trust him, you should have kept the number one pick. If you didn't trust Justin, you should have went ahead and drafted Bryce Young. If you didn't trust him, so do you think it's the trust thing, or do you think they calling stuff, but Justin just not throwing it? What do y'all think?
Yeah, at this point, I can't say they don't trust him. Like, at this point, I think he's not reading it. Like, a lot of people, I tried to disagree when they said, coming out of O State, he was a one read guy. But I think, as we talk about a lot of times, those quarterbacks at Ohio State are spoiled because you have an amazing O-line, you have amazing wide receivers. They're going to get up. You have an NFL scheme. So coming here and then in year one, essentially, I asked my homies today, I was like, do y'all think Matt Nagy broke him, like, with all those sacks and with, like, just to the fact where, like, he just does not trust anything? Because, like, when you look at these plays again, like I said, we don't know the reads and everything, the progressions he's supposed to go through. But when you look at the amount of receivers that are open, and he just has that hitch that we always talk about, he just bails on a clean pocket when he does finally get a clean pocket. It's like I can't just keep saying it's the play calling. Obviously, it was way too many lateral passes in this game, but at some point, it's like, bro, you have to look for that second option. If you scramble, still throw the ball, talk to your receivers. Like, hey, bro, when you see me break the pocket, break that motherfucker with me, break the route off. Like, let's shit like that. You got to do something, because at this point, I can't just sit here and say it's 100% them not trusting him. Like, it's something with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, here's the thing. I don't know. And I don't think anybody knows. Because you trusted him all preseason. You trusted him enough to skip a game. You trusted him enough to only get 3 passes off, which 2 of them were screens, and not bring him back in the game. You trusted him enough when he got hit in that Buffalo game to him to take the hit, and you like, oh no, let's bring him back. You trusted him enough to say, yo, we don't need him to get hurt, so you trusted all of that. I have no clue, because some of it is, okay, maybe that's the case, but then I look at them like, nah, they trust him. But then I look at it and say, maybe they overcoaching him. Like, are they doing what Nagy did and trying to make him something that they ain't? They only did one design run the whole damn game. And they knew it was coming. It was like the Packers knew these Marks' game plan the whole damn time, and they didn't deviate from shit. So I want to say that this game is an outlier because the coaches didn't do anything on both sides of the ball. Like, on both sides of the ball, they didn't do anything. So I don't want to say that they don't trust them. My question is, do they trust themselves? Like, when we gonna see some fire out these niggas, fam? Like, we ain't see Allen Williams getting mad not one damn time. Like, when you gonna get aggressive? When you gonna walk outside of what's the damn reality show they got on the damn ChicagoBears.com? Like, when you gonna get up in Eddie Jackson face?
Yeah.
Like, when you gonna get up at Jalen Johnson? Fam, Romeo Dobbs ain't practiced all week, and he got a hamstring injury. You ain't taking advantage of it. And he got cooked.
cooking.
Smoked them.
Where you
With
going?
Adrian brother, he got cooked.
He got cooked. So that's what I want to see. I want to see, especially on that defensive side of the ball, him look at them and be like, y'all huff. But you know what the players gonna say? The fuck is y'all got us running? They didn't deviate from that damn zone all goddamn game. You drafted Tyreek Stevenson, who's a man-to-man corner. That's what he did in college. And you got my man out there playing zone.
It doesn't like only the Bears make stuff that's simple for like what makes me angry as a Bears fan, and we're gonna move on to the next topic because we are on the time crunch here. What makes me the angriest as a Bears fan when I watch other teams, and not even the great teams like the Chargers or the Chiefs or the Eagles. It be the huff niggas. Like I watch the Texans and I see stuff that we don't do, and it blows my mind.
Gee, I live in Atlanta, my nigga. So I've seen the Falcons for years put up 27 to 34 points, putting points on the board, moving the ball in different ways. They got Arthur Smith down here. He don't want to throw the motherfucking ball. And they still get 7 yards of pop, G. And they still do things that we just simply cannot do. We can't fall forward in 3 yards. This shit is crazy. When Cole Kmet took their hand off, bro, and basically fell straight fucking down, I said, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
It's a joke, bro.
It's I don't know. We could be here all day, man. Let's move on because we have other stuff to talk about. We will preview the Buccaneers game on the Friday show. So we'll get into that later. We want to get into our Overreaction Monday, which I feel like is a topic on every football podcast show on the internet.
Because we're professional overreactors.
Because we're professional overreactors. So I'm going to say 5 statements, and I am going to let my esteemed co-host tell me if this is an overreaction or not as we wait for Bang to fix his microphone.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm here.
We're going to do number 1. My first overreaction. Will the Bears be in the Caleb Williams chase next year?
Hell no.
Is that an overreaction?
I can tell you right now, that's not only an overreaction. That's the whole fucked up thing about all of this. The Bears is not gonna be bad enough to go after Caleb or Drake May.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up thing about this, fam.
But Carolina might be.
But even with that, bro, even if they're that bad, they're gonna get a haul for that pick, and they may not come talking to us because the Cardinals are gonna be awful. So
we have. I'm talking. We have Carolina's first round.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. But I don't think they're gonna be that bad, bro. We saw what the Cardinals did. The Cardinals did the perfect Chicago Bears reenactment from last season. They played very good football for 3 quarters, and then they huffed it up for that whole 4th quarter. G, like I sat there and watched them, and I'm like, they gonna lose this game. Like for us to get that pick, a lot of shit has to go right. And for as much that has gone right for us to get to this point and that shit still feel wrong, I just can't see it. So the Caleb Williams shit, it sound good, but no, I think we will be
sound good.
Another quarterback.
Yeah, it sounds good, but that ain't gonna happen because you have to be the number 1 pick to get Caleb. And I don't think the Carolina Panthers is in the worst division in football. So that means they're gonna win a couple of games. They're going to win a couple of games in that division. They're going to beat Tampa Bay once. They're going to beat the Saints once. They're going to beat the Falcons once. They're not going 3-14, my nigga. And the Arizona Cardinals, look, they played the first game of the season hard. They probably win 2. So the Bears would need to win only 1 game. That's not going to happen with this schedule when you got to beat Carolina. Last thing, they play Carolina. They got to beat Carolina. So, they not going to be in the Drake May sweepstakes. Now, depending on where them picks fly, can you trade both of those 2 picks?
To get Shador.
I
think with those 2, you ain't going to have to trade for Shador. I think Shador.
Yeah, there's about it. Can you trade them to move up? Can you trade to move up? And that, I don't know.
Marvin Harrison Jr. and send Justin to the gulag.
Yeah,
hey man, they're gonna have to get pick number 3 to get Marvin.
I was Well, I personally think the Panthers are going to be a top 3 bad team in the NFL, but I think this is an overreaction because I'm just not ready to give up on Justin yet.
Definitely.
I'll put it like this: I'm going to give him the entire season, but I do think by week 4 we will know something. But I'm going to give him the entire season. But I do think by week 4 we're gonna have an idea who this nigga is. Let's go to my next potential overreaction. Joe Burrow, they got banged on last night in Cleveland. The highest paid player in NFL history went 14 for 31, had 82 yards. They only scored 3 points. My question is this overreaction? Should the Bengals ask for their money back?
Definitely,
Should they
Jay.
cancel that check?
Definitely, bro. I think Mikey gave us the stats last episode about the Bengals and the Browns and how they've pretty much whooped on Joe every game. And the Browns are a good team, bro. That's the thing. Like they the last few years they've underachieved. So that defense is good. You know, what I'm saying they got pieces, and so
Freaky Sean
obviously, like I
looked
said,
decent yesterday.
yeah, week 1, everybody rusty. You know, he said we know how players play come preseason. So I'm not really too concerned with it. I think that's definitely. Yeah, he'll be okay. Joe didn't play. Give him some time. Let him get his feet wet. See how that calf is finally healed up. They'll be back.
Yeah, man. Hey, Joe Burrow's a top 5 player, a top 5 quarterback, excuse me, in the NFL, man. He all right.
Yeah, that was definitely an extreme overreaction. I actually laughed while I was writing that because I was watching the highlights what was going on. Joe Burrow will be fine, man. But Mikey pointed this out on the Friday show. I didn't know how much the Browns owned Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And also Joe didn't he been hurt all preseason. He'll be fine. That nigga will be all right. Third overreaction is if we look at what Brock Purdy did this week. Brock Purdy, 19 for 29, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. Completely made my Steeler pick look laughable. Is Brock Purdy a guy? Is this overreaction say Brock Purdy is officially a guy?
No, man. Nay. And it is what it is at this point. He's in the perfect system. Is he somebody that could go in any system and succeed? Probably not. But he's in the perfect system for him with the perfect team. Because that defense, oh my God. That defense is scary good.
Yeah, I think it's an overreaction. He's not a guy. He's just a guy that's in a really good system. I think, like I've said for years, I know a lot of people don't like this. Like Kyle Shanahan is a guy. Like he schemes people open. He has pieces, and when you give him those pieces, shit like this happens. So as long as Purdy can stay upright and get the ball out, which is something he does extremely well. He gets the ball out quick. He's not, second guessing it and going through all his progression. He's processing. He's making shit happen. So I don't think he's a guy, but he's just further proof that if you get Kyle Shanahan a piece of a quarterback, he can win you 7-8 games. But then give him a quarterback with weapons and his defense. Now we just got to get him to run the ball in the second half of the Super Bowl, and he'll be all right. But it's more so it's the system.
Yeah, I'll say it's overreaction. I've been calling out the Brock Purdy thing for about a year now. Not a year, but since he got put in. I think he had a great game yesterday. I didn't expect that, but it's one game. Like I said, he's in a perfect system. I'm not ready to call you a guy. For you to be a guy and you're the reason that they win. Brock Purdy, I'd say he was the reason they won yesterday, but 9 times out of 10, he's not going to be the reason they win games this season. So I
I,
will say that.
my question is, though, to y'all is, look, I get it, and I totally understand. The nigga ain't got no sexy name. His name is Brock Purdy. Fam, I get it and I understand it. I ain't even tripping off that. But what I'm saying is that even when he's playing, he's not throwing. You're not seeing him having 2 interception games. Like, you're not seeing that. He's not even putting him in a position to lose the game. He's not fucking up. We have to reward this nigga for not doing that because we got a quarterback that's over here. That's the 11th pick in the draft, basically. And people think he should have been picked over Zach Wilson. And debate whether if he was in a different system, how can he be? And we got questions. Think we got to give that man love for not fucking up because it's easy to be on a team like this and fuck up. Go call Rex Grossman, who had a similar situation.
I will be giving Brock Purdy some love later on in this show. My next overreaction statement. Now, last night we had a game at SoFi Stadium that I tried to make Dante some money off of, but the nigga did not text me back where the seats were at.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Shit got hectic, my dog.
It got hectic, but it was Tua versus Herbert, man. Justin Herbert, who I feel like I'm probably the last man standing on a Herbert bandwagon almost. Herbert 23-33, 220 yards, 228 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. On the other side, Big Tua 28 for 45 from the field, 400. I said from the field, 28 to 45, 466 yards and
Mm.
3 touchdowns and one interception. Him and my man Tyreek Hill was putting on a show in SoFi. So my question: overreaction or not? The Dolphins made the right choice taking Tua.
No, it's definitely my choice. Like the headaches, not the headaches. The head injuries are just unfortunate, bro. Like he ain't out there trying to get concussions. It ain't like he a running back going in head first. So like that's just unfortunate circumstance for him. But they definitely made the right decision, bro. Tua has improved every year, and once again showing when you got a young quarterback and you surround him with talent and actually use that talent, good shit happens. You know.
Yeah, man. Either way it go, they would have been straight. I mean, in this case, Tua just got hit in the head, and we were scared for a minute. But look, we talking about Brock Purdy. Shit, you could put Brock Purdy. Look, Skylar Thompson looked kind of decent in this offense, so I ain't gonna jump off the porch that much and say, man, you could put anybody in this system and they'll look good. But goddamn, like you could put Brock Purdy in here, he be all right too. Like, so imagine with the talent that Tua has, which we all knew that the man had talent. He's doing what he need to do. If the man don't get hurt, the man win an MVP with just off of the weapons he got. So,
Okay, we on the MVP waiver too. Okay,
if he don't get hurt, look, fucking Tyreek Hill out here with 215 yards and shit, they ain't gonna give him the MVP. If he get 150 a day, they gonna give him Offensive Player of the Year. They gonna give Tua the MVP. That's how the NFL work.
Yeah.
I will say this. I don't think that I mean, I think they made the right decision. I was always iffy on Tua, even last year. But last night I saw some throws that my quarterback did not make. And I was just like, these are great throws. And a lot of them, of course, it was Tyreek Hill being the unstoppable video game Tyreek Hill. These were great throws, great anticipation throws. This was like some Madden type stuff. So I do believe that they made the right decision. And the question here now is not about Tua and his talent, is can the nigga stay healthy? You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest question from here on now. But I do think if healthy that the Dolphins finally got them a guy. Final topic in Overreaction Monday. The Cowboys 40-0 stumping of the New York Giants, New York Football Giants last night. It's 22nd anniversary of 9/11 today. Queen Latifah sang the national anthem. I thought that was kind of weird. But do you think?
Shit, I forgot that shit on.
Do you think that's hilarious? By the way, the game is not on yet. But do you think that the Cowboys can challenge the Philadelphia Eagles for the NFC East, or is this just a regular game against the Giants?
They could do whatever. They could do it. They could do whatever the fuck they want to do with that defense. The end. Yep.
Yeah, I think they absolutely can. They can challenge them. I think, like you say, with Gilmore and Diggs out there, say what we want about Officer Prescott, but he does his thing out there, man. Like
Officer
I said,
Prescott.
He does his thing, especially against his division. Like I said, he's your perfect mid-tier quarterback. So I think when you got a mid-tier quarterback with that type of defense, you don't turn the ball over. So they won't 40-0 everybody, but as far as challenging for that division, in that division, absolutely.
I will say this. I don't think it's overreaction. Not because, like what you just said, Bang, the defense is incredible. Micah Parsons, if you redo the 2021 draft, that nigga's going number 2.
He's a wild boy, but yeah, you're right.
Right after Trail, he a wild nigga, but right after Trail, he be right next to me. He's a monster. The number one reason I say they compete for the East, because the NFC East is the NFC East. Anybody can compete in that division. I don't care how great the Eagles are. Something silly is gonna happen. Something silly almost happened last year during the Eagles' little dream season, and I saw some little cracks in the armor last night against the Patriots. Had Mac Jones making throws on these niggas. So I saw a little weakness there in the Eagles too. So I 100% feel like they can compete. But at the end of the day, it comes back to the question we've been asking for the last 7 years. You know what I'm saying? Is can Dakota Prescott make the throws? That's what it comes down to, man. So that's
Absolutely,
all I've got.
absolutely. I know one team that wouldn't compete for the NL for the National League. I said National League,
For
NFC
the National
East.
League. By the way, shout out to the homie Shakia who commented. She says, "Why does Dante have sunglasses on? Is he drunk?" I just put
You know,
hashtag high.
you know. Come on now. I'm about to say you're not new here.
The finest Atlanta, Georgia cologne right now.
You're not new here, but yeah, it's a wrap.
I will say this before we move on to our next segment. Shout out to all the angry racist, angry white people in my Instagram comments right now after posting that Nick Bosa reel, which I knew was gonna happen. It's like you got to be miserable thinking everything's racist, and then somebody put, "Oh, this is a nigga that put this," which really was like I laughed. The nigga put, "Oh, well, I'm gonna say something racist and get viral." I'm like, "Hey, you like the reel? Thank you for your service. Thank you for your business." I'm trying to look at me. I'm gonna look at this camera. I'm trying to get out of Culver City. So if you niggas can keep posting my reels and get and we get more views, and I get up out of Culver City and I get up in the Beverly Hills, I thank you. Okay, you can say whatever you want. Okay, I grew up in Chicago public schools. Now you think I care about a nigga who's behind a laptop? I done heard worse. Keep sending it. Anyway, we gonna move on to our next topic. Week 1, winners and losers. Man, I'm gonna go first with mine. I'm gonna start with my losers. Number 1, the obvious topic of the day. Uh, the number one. If we do the number one loser to me, even more than the team that got shellacked by 40, Chicago Bears are the number one loser of Week 1 because of all the things that I just named. We all just named for 30 minutes on this podcast, on this show, that I'm not going to go over once again. Number 2, my second loser is the New York Football Giants because of what they put on. Daniel Jones is who he is. Daniel Jones was really that Kanye video. He's like, gotcha. That's who Daniel Jones is right now. Y'all finesse y'all niggas out of 45 million a year, and now you got to deal with it. And then my third loser of coming out of Week 1, what's all the starting quarterback I played, and everybody I saw last night, not named what's called Brock Purdy. I thought the starting quarterback for across the league was very smelly. Even his greatest Trev was the first quarter was very smelly in the rest of that game. It looked very much we don't play preseasoners, and it's like the first month of the season is like the new preseason, which I hate. And maybe I'm being old school. You niggas need to play preseason, bro. You need to play. You only got 2 preseason games now. That's why it looks so bad. So those are my losers. Let me go to my winners. My winners, the Detroit Lions. They ruined part of our watch party on Thursday. Me and Bang were loudly rooting against these niggas. They went there, did what they had to do. They're 1-0. The Vikings lost, the Bears lost, and now only the Packers won, by the way. Do I sound better now, Dante? Do I sound better now?
Yeah, bro. So like you fin- what's that?
I said, do I sound better now? I saw that you said my mic
You
was
sound
sounding a
better
little.
now.
I
Now you
sound.
do.
I think I know what happened. I was moving around and the mic was moving around. But
Okay.
I was saying is, so my winners, the Detroit Lions is one of my winners. My other one is Brock Purdy because he's the most impressive quarterback I saw this week. Like I said, 19 for 29, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tua, I might be believing now. So those are my 3 winners and my 3 losers. Who y'all got?
See, for my winners, bro, I got Miami as well. Like I said, the Tua Waddle and Tyree, that's next level, bro. Like when you just putting superstar track level speed out there, and it's nothing a lot of teams can do with that. And so that's a team that, like, I wanted to see how they would come out this year, and that was a good challenge with the Chargers. Because, even though with their inconsistencies, the Chargers are a good football team, and so they went out there on the road on the West Coast and took care of business. We always talk about teams going coast to coast. I know the West Coast is a little different, but that game start was around. It was what time did that game start out there? It was a one
Which
o'clock
one?
game, wasn't it? The Chargers game,
Yeah, it's the 1 o'clock game. Yeah.
right? So they really took care of business. And my other team, who did I have? my other winner, because I really only did 2 winners, because like I said, it's still real early.
Yeah,
But
you ain't got too many. Just whoever you
yeah,
got.
I Baltimore.
Oh,
Baltimore.
okay.
I know it was sloppy. I know losing JK is rough, but coming out taking that care of business week 1 for me is really big. I know it's still a long season, but I wanted to see what they were going to be able to do, and they got shit done. My losers, your boy, my guy, Mike Tomlin. That was not the performance I expected from them coming out the gate
Yeah.
week 1. That was disappointing. And Seattle, bro. Like I know everybody is it's either you love Geno or you hate him, but like when that nigga screamed for his life when Aaron Donald was running at him, bro, like that shit was hilarious. And so they didn't really get off on a good foot. Losing to a team in the Rams who we all don't expect much from this year, but Geno, they got him some more weapons, even though Buddy from Ohio State is still hurt. I'm not sure how long he's out with that wrist surgery.
Come
But
on, JSN. Yeah.
JSN, yeah. But as far as just week 1, I had the Seahawks as one of my losers. That I didn't really like what they showed me.
For my winners, of course, the Green Bay Packers, because I had said that whoever win this is really going to stake that claim about who runs the North, because I have no faith in the Detroit
And the Lions
Lions.
of Detroit, the 8 Mile Lions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still have no
No
faith in
faith in
them.
the Coney Island Lions.
no,
Not
hell
at
no.
all. Not at all. I have no faith in the Windsor, Ontario, Canada Lions. Fam. My second winner is the Cleveland Browns. First of all, they fucked up my parlay. Second of all, look, we know historically, Joe Burrow has not played well against the Cleveland Browns. And I figured that game was going to be close anyway, because at the end of the day, they're still a more talented team. But if Freaky Sean is 75% of what he used to be on that team, it's a different conversation, especially when you struggle against the team that he's on historically. So that's going to be an interesting look. I pegged them as one of my winners, too. And then, I mean, I guess you could look at the Miami Dolphins, because that offense is gonna be hard to stop. You can't go man up against them. You can't play zone without getting hurt. Thank God they ain't getting a running back. Because if they got a running back with that offense, oh my God. Now, does it have the potential to be old school Miami Dolphins? Yes. Because Dan Marino had Mark Duper, Mark Clayton,
Woo.
Irvin
These some names,
Fryer.
nigga.
Right. He had all those people. He had Keith Jackson as the tight end. And you can't name a running back on that motherfucker. So so
Oh,
you
I can't
could
name you
name
niggas
it.
either, but I got you.
Well, shit. No, you go look up. Hey, go look up Mark Duper. Go look at Mark Duper and Mark Clayton. Oh my God, Dan Marino was.
Oh yeah.
But I got them as one of my winners. As my losers, number one loser is the Chicago Bears. I don't give a fuck if the Giants lost 40-0,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because and it's not even about anything else. But I don't think them boys played hard. I don't think the boys was prepared,
They got
and
pumped, man.
they got, man. I said it
What
all
you
in
thought
the,
about
First quarter,
40, homie?
on the first quarter
yeah.
home, bro.
I say that on that. All right, the second loser is the Cincinnati Bengals, because damn, like, you mean to tell me that with all of the talent that y'all got, y'all can only put up on the offensive side of the ball, y'all only put up 3 on that team? Look, I know they're gonna be better than what that 3 points is, you know, but like, that's not supposed to happen. You supposed to at least, lose by 3, you know.
Right, exactly. It's just, we
Like,
be running that 30 minutes. I don't want to.
Hey, for real. And my third loser is actually the Minnesota Vikings. Because, man,
Yes.
oh, man. Man, oh, man. That's a game that they were supposed to win.
Yeah.
That first game of the year, with the talent that you got, you're supposed to win that. You got the best. You have quite possibly the best non-quarterback playing in the league, sitting
Yeah.
on the sidelines looking like he just lost the Super Bowl, and it was the first
Yeah.
game of the year. and you in a division that's winnable. So hey, don't let Justin Jefferson try to get on this Randy Moss shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's something I was definitely thinking about, man. Um, let's go on to what's the most shocking thing you seen from week one. I feel like I'm beating the dead horse now. I didn't expect these niggas to get whooped. No, I just didn't. Like them losing to the Packers was not shocking. I said that a week before the game. It would be peak Bears to come out and lose to the Green Bay Packers without Aaron Rodgers. That's not what shocked me. It's the way they went out. Just straight up shellac. You went after the touchdown and Justin Johnny Mooney. You're gonna think, okay, they're gonna defend stop. It's a 10-point game. Put some heat on Jordan Love, and he ain't gonna know what to do. It's a new game. They came right up there, play, got to the end zone like a minute. That's why it was the biggest shocking thing to me. That in the way that the Steelers just really got out and went out and got punked. So that's the biggest shock I saw from week one.
Yeah, that and like I said, I don't know. I knew Daniel Jones was gonna let me down, but I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. Like I didn't think it was gonna be in the dramatic fashion the way that he huffed it up. But that shit was ridiculous. So the Giants coming out of the Meadowlands, we talk about them, even though Dabo last year started to really flip that culture, but talking about a new era and them coming out opening night against the Cowboys, that's a much better rivalry. Like I said, like we've said, Bears Packers is more so just an annual ass whooping. It's not really a rivalry anymore. That's not the proper way to quantify it. You can in a historical sense, but right now, no, nowhere close. But that has actually been a rivalry. And for you to show up in that game and show up like that, I bet you Saquon probably wishes his ass stayed at home. Like, because it's going to be a long season because teams are going to pretty much make it. Well, no, we're going to eliminate Saquon. Daniel Jones has to beat us. And Daniel Jones ain't beating nobody. I'm sorry. He just not. So that was my most disappointing.
Look, I ain't got to talk about the Bears no more. Mine's is the Cincinnati Bengals. You know what I'm saying? You cost me my parlay. But nah, man, they came out extremely flat against the Cleveland Browns. That was very shocking to me. Didn't get it. Like, I mean, at least in the other games against them, you pinched them. You didn't even pinch them this time. And you supposed to be top 3 team. You supposed to be the team that may be able to take down the Kansas City Chiefs and shit. And not playing like that.
Pathetic, definitely pathetic ball right there, man. Let's move on to our final topic before we get to our preview of everything going on in this next game today. Couple rookie quarterbacks started yesterday, man. We had a couple performances. Just want to go over these. Bryce Young in the L, but he went 20 of 38, 146 yards, 1 touchdown through 2 picks. Anthony Richardson, he went 24 for 37, also in a loss, 223 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He had 10 carries for 40 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. CJ Stroud, also in a loss, went 28 for 44, 242 yards passing. Out of these 3 quarterbacks I just named, which one had the most impressive debut to y'all?
I was looking at that Colts game a little bit, and I was impressed with Anthony Richardson. Like he was getting after it, fam. I look the Jacksonville Jaguars is my Super Bowl pick. And part of the reason why I picked them is because I believe that division weak as hell. Like it's the Jacksonville Jaguars and them niggas. And you could pick and choose which nigga you talking about. And you up in there with 2 rookie quarterbacks, CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson. And Tennessee, who we saw that game. All right. Like Deshaun, look, D Hopper's gonna want to get out of there real quick and fast if he made that dumbass decision. But that boy played hard, and I was real shocked that him trying to get that last touchdown and not sliding, damn near hurting himself. But to me, that showed heart. And should he take that hit in the first game of the season? Hell no. Nah. But if I'm a player on the Indianapolis Colts, I'm looking like, oh no, if Buddy ass getting after it, I can't be on no bullshit. So he impressed me a lot.
Yeah, bro, I agree. He's been impressive all throughout, camp and preseason. And like I said, everything you hear about him, it makes you want to, you wish him well. You want to see him succeed. I know Bryce took an L. He threw a couple picks, but what I was impressed by was like he the moment didn't seem too big. Like Bryce was
Definitely.
still out there
Yeah.
going through his progressions, still making throws. He had a couple drives where he looked really good, and you saw the potential. You see what they see in him. Like I say, he reminds me of a Drew Brees in stature, and in the fact that when he hikes the ball, them motherfuckers stand up and you may not see him, but when that ball comes out, it comes out on point, it comes out accurate, timely. And so it's just a matter of them getting more protection and getting some weapons around him. And I think Bryce is going to be good. I do think CJ is going to be all right, but out of those three, I got to go Richardson, and I do got to show Bryce some love too, though.
Yeah, I don't know about CJ just because I'm dealing with my own Ohio State quarterback at the particular moment, so I really can't give too many Ohio State quarterbacks that much love right now. But I will say I was pretty impressed by Bryce Young for a guy who, he's been getting, I won't say killed, but he always talk about his height, talk about, oh, he can't do this, what's he gonna do in the NFL and things like that. I thought that, like you said, Dante, he showed poise. He showed poise in that situation. In the 2 picks, he got picked off by Jesse Bates twice. I mean, that guy's really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing that you love to see from your quarterback is when they throw an interception, they don't let it get to you, especially a rookie guy. He kept out there throwing the ball, and it was a very competitive game. So I'll give Bryce love for that. But my number one is, like you said, man, I'm going Anthony Richardson. I have not been an Anthony Richardson guy. I literally, when he got drafted, my brother audibly laughed, like literally laughed in the draft room. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, he's been, my brother is definitely anti Anthony Richardson, but he looks good to me. Like, he looked good to me for a rookie in his debut. I love the fact that they're giving the reins to him right away. I do say maybe a Pro Bowl running back that they have on the roster that they do not feel like paying would have really helped him out and will really help this offense out in general. But I love what I saw from Anthony Richardson. I still don't know how good he's going to be, but to me, that was the most impressive out of the rooks that I saw yesterday. So I'm going to give Anthony Richardson some love on that one, man. Let's go to our final topic before we get up out of here, man. We are about a little over an hour away from the first Monday Night Football game of the year. It will be the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers, the former owner of the Chicago Bears. Aaron Rodgers will be starting his life as a New York Jet at the Jet Life Stadium. Everything's been cleared out. The maybe active shooter is no longer an issue. The rain is clearing up New York, so that game should be starting on time. Dante, like we said, DeMar Hamlin, not active. Once the feel-good story went away, we were like, this nigga's huff.
Yeah,
but
I put it in my close friends, but I probably should have said it out loud.
We got called like it is. He's huff.
Cut the make a wish shit, bro.
I'm glad he's healthy. I'm glad he's mobile.
Right.
But the nigga huff.
I should have made a banner for him like Stephen A. We're glad he's alive, guys.
We're glad he's alive.
We're glad he's back. Sit his ass on the sidelines.
Now that you're alive and living, go over and ride that time, my boy.
All right, let me stop. All right, we gotta stop.
The words and the views reflected by Scott and Dante does not, just y'all know.
It's all love, though.
Man, it's speechless.
Look, first time I've been speechless all day. Y'all.
Who y'all got winning this game, man?
Hey, I got the Jets, bro. I gotta say, Aaron Rodgers, I think he got a new number 17 offensive rookie of the year. I think they're gonna be really nice together. I want to see them out and active and get into it. Sauce Gardner is one of my favorite players in the league already, bro. Like, I'm really a fan of anytime you got a shut down corner, that changes everything about a defense where you can essentially lock off one side. And one thing about Sauce is even when they try to throw at him, he makes him pay. He's showing you why you don't test him, you don't go his way. So I think that defense is going to be fun to watch. And yeah, I know the Bills are still exciting. The Bills are a good team, but night one, I don't play too much into this September 11 talking. If I say what I really was thinking, you're gonna be speechless again. So I'm gonna just say
views and thoughts. We respect all victims.
Jets,
all victims of that tragedy that occurred 22 years ago.
Never forget.
Never forget. I did not get the blueprint that day. But anyway, moving on. What were you saying, Bang?
Jets, Jets, man.
I'm rolling with the Bills, man. I feel like everybody's getting off the Bills bandwagon, and I get it. I understand 100% why they are. I do think this defense is going to take a couple steps back. They're going to miss Tremaine Edmonds. Micah Hyde is hurt, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm a Joshua Allen guy. I'm a Stephon Diggs guy. I still have faith in this team, and I do think that the Jets will be a good team. But I do think the Jets are going to be real hit or miss. Like I said, they're either going to be great contenders. Rodgers has a chance to get his first championship since the Obama administration, or they're going to be mediocre. Their first 6 games are very close. I mean, very tough games for them. But I think them niggas start on 1. And I'm not just saying this because anti-Aaron Rodgers. I think they start on 1. I'm going with the Bills tonight. They get on the right track to start the season. They will get a win, and New York will be 0-2 to start their football season, man. So I think that's all we got for y'all today. We will be back Friday, around 2 or 3 Eastern time. We will solidify time for y'all, of course, ahead of time, but in between 2 and 3 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully we'll have the whole crew back. We will be getting you ready for week 2. We'll be recapping the first Thursday night football game, which will be the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. So we'll be talking about that. Shout out to all my people at Amazon Prime. Yes, that was a Hollywood shout out right there. Shout out to my man Jay Hood in the chat. I got shout out to Beat Out, man. I'm a man of my word. Y'all won. I'm gonna be like, you figured me out. You figured me out. That's how I feel. So shout out to B-Dot, because he definitely would have heard it from me if the Bears would have won that game. But so y'all know where to follow the Barbers Chat Network at Barbers Chat Net on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe to the patreon.com/Barbers Chat Network. Summer sessions will be out on Wednesday. We'll be recording tomorrow. Me, Bang, Pav, Merk. We'll be getting to all the ignorance that y'all like to hear behind the paywall, man. Y'all know where to follow Dante at October Zone Tay. Y'all know where to follow Bang at JR Bang. There's a new First Black Champ out. Y'all go check that out. Y'all got a new Some Dude coming. What's going on with that?
Shit. I don't want to talk about that shit, what we talked about today. But might get to talk about 40-0. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So check that out.
Might be the Mike show.
If you want to hear more Bears pain and misery, there's a new 79th and Hallis out right now, episode 266. Me, Flows, the homie Mikey. We went through an hour of ranting. And usually, if y'all have been fans of the 79th and Hallis podcast for the last 9 seasons, you know that I'm usually the emotional one. And my brother's telling me to shut up. The shoe's on the other foot this time. We had to get my brother off the ledge on this episode. So check that out now. New episode of 79th and Hallis. If you missed today, the audio, a shout out to Gustavo. He said, Russell Wilson, week 1 thoughts. We'll just quickly say this. I didn't think he looked bad. I didn't think he looked bad, but he didn't look good. All I know is Sean Payton is somewhere in his cave looking at Shadura Sanders highlights right now. So Russ better get it together. But so check that out. New 79th and Hallis. If you missed this episode, the audio will be on Barbers Chat Network, all podcast feeds. Right after this will be uploaded on HMB Media. And of course, we want to keep feeding y'all every day with different clips and stuff like that. We appreciate everybody who's been supporting the new format. We've been getting a lot of positive reviews. Y'all been really messing with the TikTok clips. Shout out to YouTube Shorts. I sound like an old nigga who's just getting used to technology. Shout out to everybody who's been watching the YouTube Shorts. 37,000 y'all who liked Courtney's Jay Cutler story, man. We appreciate everybody, all the reposts, all the love y'all been showing. I'm not gonna hold you. Y'all know to follow me at Barbchair Scott on Twitter and Instagram. And we will holler at y'all Friday. Get y'all ready for week 2. We up out of here.
Getting paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna